How is everyone this evening?
Hey now.
Who all do we have in the house? Tony's Hot Rod Garage is here, but he'll be back. Leighton Welding, it's neat how they'll check in early to let you know they're coming back. I think that's pretty cool. John Trudell is here. Good to see you. JB's Little Shop, the little shop that could. Rapid Transit J, Auto Salvage Outlaws, Buff's Garage. The party can't start till Buff gets here. Creedence Chrysler Revival. Very good to see that he's going to crank it up on content for the No Name Nationals. I'm really excited about him.
Looking forward to that.
Mexican Spec is here. And Blake is in the house.
Hey,
Howdy,
Blake,
fellas.
what's happening? Howdy, howdy.
Greg McDonald, Irish Outlaw. Perpetual Projects is here. All right. Good crowd. J-Bo's here. J-Bo's here to heckle us. Duddy's Adventure. Good to see you, Duddy. 162 Customizing. Glad you're here. Robert Magny, NSB, all the way from Florida. Dutch Guys, Dizzy Izzy. Andrew Nelson, Live Like 57. If you guys missed it, they did a live engine install today in their twin turbo stretched nose Datsun. Looks kind of like a cross between a funny car and a rat rod with a twin turbo 6 in it. I've never seen anything like it anywhere, but it's cool. So
That front
check
end
that
looks
out.
so pretty, all painted up too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But you see it mostly in that working on state. It's pretty cool. Dust
Yeah.
Devil Garage is here. Good to see you. All right. Lots of folks here wanting to get their learn on and all these things we do in the Creator Workshop. Cool. Blake, glad you could slide in. Good timing, man.
Yeah, just the old ladies in the background getting the kids wrangled up, so they'll probably be crazy for a little bit, then they'll quiet down.
It's all good. It's all good. All right, guys. Well, this is the July workshop, and by my math, it means we're going to have 2 more. That's it. 2 after this. So this and 2 more workshops, and that's what we've got. And of course, we're available to help you guys at any time. You have 81 days, but as far as these type workshops, this and 2 more. Time is drawing near. And I did a little math here, some housekeeping I'll share real quick because I just thought it was interesting. As of today, if you have 400 subscribers, you're going to need to get an average of 1.23 per day to have 500 by September 30th. If you have 300 subscribers, you need to average 2.47 per day to have 500. With 200 subscribers, you need to average 3.7 per day. And if you have 100, you need to average 4.94. Now, while those are just statistics, that's not how most people gain subscribers. Most people gain subscribers 1, 2, -1, 3, 200. You know, look at Ken. Ken's gotten 552 days. So it is absolutely mathematically possible for anybody to make it and out of nowhere because you never know what's going to hit. But I'm just telling you those numbers because keep an eye on the clock and prioritize not only your car project, but ramping up your content and doing what you need to do because 81 days is not a lot of time.
Anything can happen though. Perpetual Projects, I think it was, put out that the pop quiz. Some sort of fluid on the ground, looked like granny fluid or something.
Yeah.
He did. That was. I haven't looked back, but it did 3,000 views in the first 60 minutes.
There you go. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. And those numbers are all doable, right? So we look at the stats, but anything's possible right now.
And that also proves that simple video. I should pull that thing up because I think it's 5 seconds long. It's literally just a camera shot of fluid on some concrete. Could not be a simpler video, but it's going crazy. The subscribers are not commensurate with the views, but when you're getting that many views,
Yeah.
you're gonna get that 1%. If it translates into 3 to 5 to 10 subs, the effort that went into that video is virtually nil. And it's going hog wild.
I spend about 1 minute every day on each channel checking what their last content was, what kind of views it got, how many current subscribers they have. I'm spending 1 minute on every channel every day. You can take that same 1 minute, do a short just like that, 5 seconds short of that. I mean, that's a cool idea. But another thing too is I got Street Fox 347 on the screen. Street Fox, I remember in January, I don't know how many subs you had there, maybe a couple hundred at the most. Street Fox has more subscribers than I do now. And he's done it mostly with a campaign of shorts. And, these guys, that's the thing. We talk about the guys on the quest to 500. But when you look at the numbers that some of these guys have that have gotten their 500, Rapid Transit has, and this is as of about a week ago, 1.73K. Dodge Whisper is almost 1,000. White Trash Motorsports is almost 2,000. Travis's Mopar Garage is knocking on the door of 1,000. These channels, Barrows, of course, is over 2,000 now. So it's not a linear. It's not a linear ascent to your subscribers. You never know what'll come out of nowhere that you may have done like Barrows did in March that got him 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
So keep the faith. We have 81 days, but anything is possible. Anything.
How close is Dodge Whisper to 1,000?
He was at 921 when I did stats. I'm sure he's much closer than that now.
Might have to do a live drive later.
Right,
Sooner than later.
We can do that. Do you guys have anything particular that you want to cover today? Specifically? Because we're
I'll let you go, Buzz.
Man, the question I've gotten over the last, I've the same question several times, and while we're waiting for somebody to put a specific question in there, the question I've been getting repeatedly is it worth going back and editing previous videos, swapping out thumbnails, updating the title, adding to the description? Even more important, go back to some of those videos that don't have a description. Adding a description and expanding the title with appropriate terms that relate to that video, you can, all that work you've already done, you can make it start working for you. It absolutely works. Depending on the video and depending on the traction it did or didn't get, when you re-edit something, you'll note that when you hit publish, it does update to that video page immediately, but the algorithm, it's got to do its thing, reevaluate based on the new information it's got. But can be hours, can be days. Barrows is a prime example of going back and editing stuff from months ago, and he's seeing that's one of the reasons he's growing at the rate he's growing right now, because he's getting, he's got this many videos. Before, only this many were working for him, and every one he edits, he's getting that group of things that are actually working for him. He's enlarging it, and that's what's fueling his growth right now.
As Buff says, you could have an evergreen video, but no one can find it due to the title all the time.
Exactly.
All the time.
And here's, I totally get the amount of effort and time, sheer time, just clock minutes that it takes to go in there. It's the least fun part of this entire YouTube thing. I get that. So here's how you figure out what you do first. If you want to invest 15 minutes a day or something like that, go to your play all list, your all videos, and sort by most popular. And start improving the most popular ones. Those ones, generally speaking, are gonna, it's your best bet, for quick results. And just start working down that list. Start at the top, invest 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Spell check your stuff. Use proper punctuation, use proper language, use full words like the word before instead of letter B, number 4. Nobody wants to see that crap, and YouTube, and YouTube doesn't know what it is. It's again the single best example is what Bear Rose has done. His entire channel, all videos are working for his channel right now.
And again, it was something that happened in March. You know, we can't pick which one of our videos is going to take off like that. If we could, we'd be playing the lottery.
Playing the lottery or at the horse track.
Personally, I can't believe I don't have 1 million subs on Finished Project. If you would get on camera, you would have about 5.6 million. I'm convinced.
He's got some good stuff. It's a really cool mix of stuff. I mean, there are a lot of people out there that, you know, are into his spread of, you know, cars, trucks, farmalls, tractors, farm life, animals, outdoors, that kind of thing. That's a big audience. I'm surprised too that he's not further along, but yeah, get in front of the camera, brother, man.
But his subs seem to stick though, because people get in there and go through that really different playlist of neat things he has, and they stay. So yeah. His subscriber number is pretty stable. I'll give it that. And he's halfway, so can definitely do it. But if he got on camera, I think that put him right over the top.
Reading through the hey, Pop Shop. Oh, you just did. Yeah. That is so point on. It really, truly is. Thumbnails are for people. That's what's going to get them to click. But the descriptions and the titles, they are for the machine. Exactly. Super statement.
Hey, Jeremy. I want to schedule with you for either the last part of July or in August. You said in August is when business slows down. I'm going to get some content, some video content of what you're doing as a preview. That's a really good time to introduce people to your channel and give yourself a head start. I wouldn't wait till next spring, but you know, that'd be a good time. You got some cool stuff. Let's see here. Bear Rose is in the house. Were your ears burning? Yeah, this is a good time to mention this, which doesn't have to do with content creation, but we're getting to that part of the season where getting cars together is becoming a thing, right? And, you know, an ignition box type of thing, these type of blues. Remember, your car is going to be demanding more of your time getting it ready as we get closer to the event too. So getting your content in order and streamlined and this kind of thing now is going to pay off when your car isn't cut into that, because they're going to be competing a little bit for one another. Yeah. So this 81 days is not going to be like the last 81 days. It's going to be a little more intense.
And my guess is it's going to feel like it goes a heck of a lot faster.
It will, but the good news is it's also a little bit more distilled. Like I know that probably 30 days ago, 60 days ago, 90 days ago, when we would do subscriber benefit type lives, each one of those progressively more people have subscribed because the audience keeps getting more and more interested and more focused. So even though the time is going to be a little bit more intense, it also has the upside of the viewership is more intense. So both of those things are going to work together. And they can really work for you like a surfboard. You can coast right into this thing. And it's just like Irish Outlaw. You know, he takes a subscriber bump and he got a shout out from Dalton and he jumped on that. He worked with that and said, hey, you know, if you've heard of me and you're new to this channel, this is what I'm doing. And
yeah, he handled that really, really well. And if anybody that hasn't watched his stuff, it's good watching anyway. His vehicles are really cool. He's an easy guy to watch, but do pay attention to how he capitalized on those new viewers or the new subscribers and solidified them. Let them know this is what I got going on. This is what I'm doing next. This is what I have done. He handled that beautifully.
About every episode, you should introduce yourself. in the beginning of your video, I think is a good thing to do also.
Agreed.
If you'll notice, when I do a live, about every 20 to 25 minutes is the refresh rate on a lot of the viewers. So you have viewers come in shifts. They'll come in at the beginning, they'll come in the middle, they'll come in at the end. So sometimes I'll go back and mention something that if those of you who watch the whole live, and there's lots of you who do, but if you'll notice, say 30 minutes in, 40 minutes in, I'll mention something again that I mentioned in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's because there's a whole bunch of people who haven't seen it. Well, the same thing happens with your channel. So when you get 100 new subscribers, there's 100 people that probably never saw that video where you told them all about you, all about your cars, all about what you do, where you came from. So it's a good time to help welcome and introduce that new audience as you go.
Blake's absolutely correct, though. You kind of assume that minimally a portion of the folks that are watching that particular video, it's going to be the first video they're seeing from you. And you don't have to go into a full-on, recalling the whole resume, but introduction, just a little blurb or so about what you're doing and what you're into and that kind of thing. It's welcoming, and it's not going to deter from any of the people that already know that stuff, as long as you keep it short and sweet. And that's all it needs to be, is short and sweet. But that's a really good point.
You can see that in your analytics. It shows non-subscribed versus subscribed viewers. Most channels have more non-subscribed viewers, so like what you're saying, Buzz, you're getting a first-timer coming in there, and hey, I'm John Doe from John Doe's Performance, and now they know they can resonate. Okay, I got a name with a face.
Yep.
And maybe that might sway them into clicking that sub button because they already got, okay, you introduced yourself, I know who you are. I don't know, it's like shaking hands in real life, right?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, something else that simple. You could invest 3 minutes in this and give your channel just a larger feel. There's a lot of these smaller channels that, even if they only have several dozen videos, there's a lot you can do if you've got uploads, regular long form videos, if you've got shorts, if you've put it in any playlists together, if you've liked other channels, there's an opportunity to go into your channel customization page and put up more sections. I'll tell you what the sections are. And it's, go into YouTube Studio, customization, and it's under layout. Again, YouTube Studio, customization. The first tab is layout, and there's things like popular uploads. If you haven't gotten that one added to your channel page, absolutely put that one up there, because that's the stuff, your most popular, most watched stuff. And if somebody's looking at your channel page for the first time, there's the best of your stuff right there in their face. Excuse me. And I would have to argue that leads to more subscriptions than any of the other sections. But you can have popular uploads, the basic uploads, that's just all uploads, shorts, created playlists, lives, past live streams, single playlists, multiple playlists, featured channels that have supported you, or channels that you like. Excuse me. Again, it takes you 3 seconds to get to that section. It's a single drop down. It's just click it to add it, and then you can drag them to position them. But if you've got 3 or 4 of those sections up on your page, even if you're a small channel with only a couple of dozen videos, boom, all of a sudden it looks like you got a bunch of stuff there. That first impression is a lot stronger. And my guess is it would serve you best to put the popular uploads in the top position.
Buzz, Blake, you want to opine on this? This is an interesting comment here about Perpetual Projects. And I'll read it for those who listen to this and don't watch it. They listen. So there are a lot of people listen to these after. I don't remember who said it, but if someone comes in on a DIY video, likely to just leave when they get the answer if they don't know who you are and offer other great content. Give a reason to subscribe.
People want instant gratification. They want the answer now. So they'll probably skip through your video on a DIY to get that information because they're just using your video as a tool, not as like an entertainment factor.
Yeah, that's DIYs and how-tos are they are they are different animals than than the
shorter
entertainment
comments,
stuff.
please.
Yeah. They've got that evergreen. The how-to and DIY stuff has the evergreen value, so they're looked at year-round. But that's your job as a content creator. Even if you're doing a really simple video on how to do spark plug separators with zip ties, for example, it's not rocket science. But that sure as hell shouldn't be a 30-minute video. That needs to be, 90 seconds, 3 minutes, or something along those lines. If it's a DIY, that's something that takes, days to get the job done, banging out a fender, pulling it off the car, doing all the hammer dolly work, bolting it back up, prepping it for primer and paint and all that stuff. You got yourself a sizable video there. If it's something small, keep it short, keep it concise. The short and concise on the DIY side of things generally is appreciated, and if it is short and sweet and you do deliver the answer, that in and of itself is the value that you're offering these people to subscribe to you. Hey, this guy answers questions and doesn't beat around the freaking bush. Again, there's especially in the automotive, any of the how-to and DIY, crafty type of channels. Some of your stuff should be short, sweet, and deliver short and sweet answers. Others, are going to be a little bit more in depth. One of the things that Dalton has been really good about in his videos, he does what he does, and I love what he does just because it is, the self-tappers and all that stuff, but the guy is no idiot. He knows his stuff, and he explains things, takes a moment throughout the video. It's like just about when you're ready to click away, he gets into another nugget of good, solid information that you can apply pretty much to any build. It's doing things along those lines, thinking with that kind of stuff. How can you help, within the automotive realm, how can you help these guys? Almost any video that's put out, you could, if you're just doing a short of a walk around at a car at a cruise-in or something like that, pop some tunes over the top of it and have a nice day. Move on to the next one. But if you're doing a video that's any kind of how-to, any kind of DIY, any value information you can add to it, in a lot of cases, you probably had to do some Googling yourself, refresh your memory on a torque spec or something along those lines. And maybe even, if you're torquing heads or something along those lines, hey, I had to look up the spec. This is where I found it. I went to Google and I searched this specifically, and this is why I picked this resource. Those little bits of value adds, those tips, tricks, techniques, and that kind of stuff will get you a lot of mileage and people recognizing that it's not just a dude schluffing around with a couple of crescent wrenches. He's actually helping me out.
What would be a good strategy? And I know that if, let's say all three of us, if we didn't have a channel today and we had to start from scratch, there's no doubt we would get back to our current subscriber numbers much faster than we got to them the first time. No doubt about it, because of the stuff we've learned along the way.
Probably be doing better, to be honest.
No doubt about it. We could all do that, right? Question is what would you do different if you started over today? What advice would you give to somebody if you had to restart and you wanted to get your subs back in short order? Think about it like that, from that perspective.
That's a good question.
I've been what is it, 3 years now, putting out at least one video a week, sometimes 7 a week, but I would not go and pump out as much as I did right away, like I did. Like I would make one whole episode about just getting the brakes off the car. Then the next episode was putting the brakes on the car, which probably might, I don't know if it's a bad idea or not, but I was trying to put out 3 videos a week. And I was separating little jobs across the 3 videos, which I think I should have just filmed it all, make a good quality start to finish in one episode a week. Personally, for me. But
what would you do, Buzz, if you were trying to do a content-oriented channel like what these guys are doing? Knowing what you know now, but starting from zero today, what would you do?
I would have been filming when I had the shop. I was too
Right.
I was too damn busy to be putting stuff up. The things that have always, whether it's YouTube or any other social media, my focus has always been on, and I like helping people. There's people out there that just think that's ridiculous and think that's fraudulent, of course, but man, I like helping people. And sharing with people. I come from a family of parents and uncles that in the teaching profession, so it kind of rubbed off a little bit. There's actually very little DIY on my channel. Most of it is more entertainment-y kind of stuff, flamethrowers and car show stuff and that kind of thing. I would have jumped, or again, if I had to do it over, I would have focused on evergreen DIY stuff, because it's proven itself in other social media areas. For me, primarily Facebook, and I know a lot of people are anti-Facebook, and I totally get that. Personally, I despise Facebook as well. Their algorithm and their feed, it just drives me nuts. But I don't go to it. I don't waste any time there. I'm there interacting with people that are asking questions on posts. But today, I don't know what the dates are on the things that I posted to the Facebook page today, but some of them are 8-10 years old. Still, absolutely, how to set the timing on a small block Chevy, for example. 90% of us know how to do it. One of the groupings of comments that I get on videos, it's like, how simple is that? Everybody can do that. Well, yeah, everybody's not you, and a lot of the people that go to my Facebook page, for example, they're brand new to the hobby. They just inherited a car from a passed away family member or something. They got injected into the automotive world, and they're trying to figure all this stuff out. Things like how to get the correct settings for a MIG welder or something like that. You always get those comments, this is so simple, it's like, duh. And it's like, you got to remember, man, you started at the bottom with virtually no knowledge at some point also. And that's, the DIY stuff that I put out elsewhere, it ranges from the absolute most basic of stuff to some pretty in-depth projects and builds. But yeah, I am a big firm believer in DIY and the how-to stuff, and I would have focused on that.
I tend to agree with this comment that John here from Shop 209 has said. He does an outline. Sometimes I'll actually do the outline in my head. Sometimes I'll write it down if it's a big enough video that merits it. But beginning, middle, ending, and just hit my marks. Sometimes it's a simple way to keep me on task and keep my video to the point. That way I don't, brawl out and make it wasteful.
Get the black toner in the printer, get the thing fired up, and start a standards and procedures list and tack it up in your garage and look at it before you film. Number 1, start with your intro, introducing who you are. Number 2, what you're working on, maybe the end clip. Number 3, gooey middle. Keep the story rolling. Because if you try to make a script for any of the stuff that we do, you ain't going to be able to follow your script because you're 20 you're a strip bolt away from that 20-minute job going to two days. So it's hard to follow a strip going with the game plan, follow your standards and procedures.
I like an outline. I like an outline versus a script, because with an outline, it tells you exactly what marks. Let's say on this video, there's 3 things that before you shoot, there's 3 things I know I want to get across. 3, just 1, 2, and 3, and it keeps you from filling it up with fluff, reaching and thinking, and makes you more efficient.
Yeah.
And a lot of the guys. Sorry, go ahead.
No, hit it, Blake.
It was nothing. It probably didn't relate to this at all. So go ahead.
In those segments that Blake is absolutely right in that gooey middle. Anything is possible. Really difficult to script. But things like the intro to the video, and I'm not talking about a pre-made, flying logos and that kind of stuff. Your verbal introduction to what's going to go on in this video. Rehearse it a couple of times. Film yourself on your phone, watch it back. You don't have to record it. It prevents that angst and anxiety that happens. Okay, man, I got to get this right. I want to do it in one take, and that's in your head. So you're not thinking as clear as you could be, and that's where all the ums and pauses and that kind of stuff come from. Run through it 1, 2, 3 times. Film yourself on your phone if you're using a different camera. Watch it back. You'll be able to critique yourself and figure out little improvements you want to make. Invest several minutes in that. Boom, hit record and rock and roll. You're more likely to get a single take with very little editing on those various segments.
Here's one from Duddy that's interesting. Of course, Duddy's comment blocks out Blake. Isn't that irony? But Duddy says, never underestimate the narcissism or stupidity of a keyboard warrior, the comments they can leave on your videos. Don't let them get you down. I'll tell you, you're always going to find people who will opine on what you do who would never make content. They would never risk their own egos. They would never risk you finding out just what they can't do. So you eventually shake those people off and either ignore them or have fun with them or whatever. But if you're new and they rattle you, you'll get used to it, adapt to that real quick, and then they kind of become fun. I mean, I know when Blake or I or Joe or somebody gets a troll like that, we laugh and share the screenshots and use them as a pinata, and it's just fun, and it doesn't bother us at all.
They're also serving a purpose, though. It's one more comment. That's one more tick in favor of the algorithm, good, bad, or indifferent. But yeah, don't take. Most of those clowns. Don't take it personally.
Now you'll find a common experience that you all get these people, and then once you realize it's not me, they do this to everybody. That same guy leaves these comments in all my friends' videos too. Then you don't think about it anymore.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Jiffy Lube reject guy in a while.
They usually go.
I've been trying to figure out a shirt design where I don't get copyright infringement with that. So.
Hey, I saw Ari swing through here, man. I hit the I'm a big pawn shop guy. Tools. Actually, if you're looking for any kind of video and photo equipment, you can get some really decent stuff. And people are filling up the pawn shops these days. But I went and I dropped me a C-note today. You see this? Only nice stuff comes in boxes. Man, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, but some poor sap, I believe, was trying to gain themselves a foot up in life, sold it back to the pawn shop, and my timing was great. Look what I found.
What?
Yes! That's the sticker that was torn off the back of Ari's pickup truck. Somebody sold it to the pawn shop, and I bought it back for $100.
Okay, that's wild.
You didn't see his video today, did you?
I saw it short. There's only one suspect it could possibly be.
Yeah.
I got a kick out of that.
I like how you ripped it just right there.
I
Buzz.
studied it, and I would love
Man.
actually. I should mail this to him. I don't know if he has the other piece, but yeah,
The only complaint I got from that video is Ari. It's kind of the bad tree decal is a little crooked there, but
what's up with that? I mean, is the message there that you're a little bit off, Blake? I
Probably.
Check this out. So I have this nice Bad Tree logo on my board.
yeah, who's yours covering it?
Yeah, it slid down, and Adam for the block over here starts covering the Bad Tree. I got to fix that. I just haven't yet.
Oh, damn C blocker.
JD, thanks for swinging in. Always good to see you. You're getting close, man. What, 134 to 144 to go? You're getting close.
Have any of the people in here in the chat that have been watching these creator workshops tried to do compilations with other channels yet? I know we got the Mopar call out, the Chevy call out, and the Ford call out videos coming out. But is there anything else where people are having fun bouncing stuff back and forth with each other yet? I mean, I can't really keep up. There's so many channels anymore. You know.
Streetcar Chronicles in here. I'll mention real quick before Ryan rolls out. One, there is if you remember the Mopar roll call, there is a Ford roll call coming, and there's a GM roll call coming soon. So he reminds me of that. I'll mention that real quick before he goes. And also, he mentioned a post I put up on my community tab. There's a legendary street racer who has registered for this event, and I gave him a shout out on my community tab, and I'm surprised he's not in here because several of our street racers who are in the No Name Nationals are in the chat, and they'd like to meet him, but I just haven't seen him yet. So anyway, that's what that is. So thought I'd mention that before Ryan rolled out, Blake.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge emphasis on street racing at a track, folks. You know. All
Right.
this talk about street racing, we're going to be at a drag strip.
That's it.
That's
it.
Understand it.
Where we're
I
going
mean,
to have
it's two
guard
different
walls and
creatures.
helmets and everything.
I didn't know anything about that till today, John. Totally off my radar.
Yep, we got quite a cast of characters coming to Sykeston. We really do. We have the most diverse roster of racers and participants you'll ever want to see. In every way, it's great. You guys have any questions specifically? Because I know a lot of you have been hammered on the content. We saw just from the last subscriber update, a lot of you picked up several subs just from yesterday to today. So a lot of you guys are hammering it here on Crunch Time. I watched 25 by 30's latest video. He found a 1990 B-Series Dodge van in the junkyard. That van is exactly what I need to find. I need an A15 transmission, 9 1/4 axle housing, and drive shaft from one of those vans, the long wheelbase. He found exactly what I'm looking for. But that kind of content is neat. So, you just never know. You never know what people are looking for, what they want to find. I found his video both entertaining, I enjoyed it, but I also found it useful because I'm looking for those parts. And who knows who else is too.
I see Ryan Barr's Nuss is only 15 away from 1,000.
Nice.
Chat there.
Yep, he's getting close.
He's been letting us know here.
He's been putting out, so I was really pleased to see some of the stuff he's been putting out. That he's he's got the parts for sale, but now he's doing it by parts segment, giving him more content and focusing a little bit more on each of the various parts. Hopefully that's serving him well.
986, 14 away.
Hey, Punisher Le Mans, the rule book really, I would encourage everyone to be reading the AHRA rule book. It's available online. If you're members, you got a disc with it. But make sure you do that because a lot of you guys are doing, say, a drive shaft loop for slicks and things like that. So as you build your cars, you may want to reference that book just to make sure everything's kosher before you get to tech inspection. And I know that's more of a Dallas-type tech question for Friday nights, but I just thought I'd address it since Punisher Le Mans asked the question. Yeah, you know, I love that we're going to have a dirt track car running there. Russell with Outfits Garage, he's 330 subscribers, just 170 to go, and we're going to have his car there. I think that's going to be really cool. Dutch guys are moving up. Look at this; they're only 53 subs away right now.
Oh dang!
Whoa, Drag Boss! Hey man, thanks. I appreciate that. I'll put that toward the fuel fund. Let me make a note of that right now, and I'll do that. Put that in there today. I send myself a message so I don't forget these things.
Hey, here's a link to Just Mopar Joe's How to Pass Drag Race and Tech Inspections for the No Name Nationals, and that also has the PDF from the AHRA, the rule book, embedded into the article.
Thanks, Drag Boss. I appreciate that, man. I'll remove that over tonight.
And there's Dutch Guy's link from Blake. Go get him over the top.
Yeah, Dutch guys are close, and Dustin's hammering on it, and he may make it next. It doesn't really matter who makes it next as long as you all make it. So whether it's Dustin or whether it's Big Block 402 or whether it's Mongrel's Garage or Scott from Heaven's Mopars, doesn't matter who's next, but we just want to meet all of you guys there. Oh my gosh, we got an appearance by Jed. How's it going?
Jedediah, how are you? Hey,
Well,
speaking of content creator workshop, I noticed something the other day with the phone YouTubers. I just thought about something to bring up tonight. Is there's a square block where there's two vertical rectangles when you're videoing with your phone. And I don't know if some people don't know this or not, but if you hit the square, it'll pause your video and stop it where you just ended off. And then you can hit red again to start filming again. So if you don't have a video editor and you have to walk across your whole property to go get something, instead of, recording that whole walk, you can hit that square, stop your video right where it was at, go grab your stuff, get ready, and then hit record again. It'll keep that whole video file one.
that's a great tip. That is a great tip.
Sam Mountain Ballistics, no, they have not yet. There are a lot of people who are coming. I know they're coming. They've already made plans. I know they have travel plans. I know they have reservations. They've hashtag videos, and they just haven't registered yet. They haven't gone into nonamenationals.com and registered. But they're, that particular channel has not.
John, is there a registration cutoff date?
No, not yet. Not yet. If we were to get filled up here, in the next few weeks, yeah, we could. But no, as of right now, there's not a registration cutoff. Well, I will say this. At some point, I have to be able to give the gate workers, I need to be able to give them what they need to get everybody checked in. So I would prefer that you guys didn't register when you're in line on, on the road to pull. Let's not do
unless
that.
you're at 498 subscribers.
Man,
And you're sitting at the front gate with a sign saying subscribe to my channel so I can race.
If you guys could do that by, say, Monday that week so that I can print it off in the office, put it in the book, because I'm going to be leaving Tuesday. If you guys could do that, that would really help me. Because then I don't have to fish it out of email and that kind of stuff.
I just go ahead and make that Monday, call that the final day available to register, because hopefully you'll be able to send me a list of all registered channels, because what I'm trying to do is putting up that QR code board that's going to be somewhere centrally located. So any channel that's participating, there will be a board with every single channel up there. And you just scan, bloop, bloop, bloop.
You hear that, guys? We want you to be registered. I don't want you to say that's the day to register. I'd rather you register today, okay? But try to be registered,
If you're making videos about No Name Nationals and going to the event, you should probably be registered.
Yeah.
By now.
You really should, yeah. Dutch guys, is there a different registration for the burnout contest? No. Your registration will let you, call out exhibition passes. It'll let you run in the regular bracket. It will let you do the burnout competition. And then anything that breaks or just doesn't go down the track is a show vehicle by default. The only thing that costs extra is if you want to run in the 28 by 10.5 inch tire class, that is a $100 bill because it has a big payout. Big relative to what we're doing. $1,500 to win, $500 to runner up, 16 cars. It's 28 by 10.5 tire or 275, 60, 15 or smaller. And that's a $100 bill to enter. You do have to pre-register, and it's 16 cars. It's heads up, instant green tree. That's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be a fun class, but that one, because of the payout, does have a $100 bill to enter on top of your registration. And I don't think we're going to have any shortage of people who want to get in on that. I probably have it half full right now, but when we'll have pre-registration for that.
Nothing to do with editing or anything, but more of a drag racing topic. We were in Ricky's live last night, and he talked about the JEGS app in the Google Play Store for a reaction time tree that you can put right on your phone and practice until the event. So if nobody's been on the track before, if you never reacted to a tree, it's a great app to download. You hold your thumb down, and it's a release version. It senses when you release your thumb. So you can sit at home on the couch while you're watching these lives and work on your reaction times, like John needs to, if you were racing.
Yeah.
So actually what you need to do is set that phone app on the floor and use your toe.
I know. We were talking about that NHRA game that's coming out on all platforms relatively soon. I have an iRacing rig over here in the corner, and I was wondering about if that game has good reaction time qualities about the game. It'd be worth buying. And if you have
no doubt.
Metal setup, because releasing your thumb's totally different than releasing your foot on the rig. It's different.
Travis, I sent you the link. It's in your email. Anybody have any specific questions? We got the brain trust here today. We've got
Surfer's asking about that pause button if it's on an iPhone. I'm not sure about that. I use Android.
I cut it up in just in the phone before I even send it to my editor. I'm not good at pausing and doing stuff in takes, but everybody.
Yeah, but these guys aren't editing at all. They're just doing one shot, one takes. But you can still have that one take. It'll still be one long video clip without having to edit, which I think could be beneficial to some of these channels.
Yeah, play around with that. Get your phone out, hit record, hit pause, play with it, see how it happens. And once you get it, it is super, super simple, but that is a fantastic recommendation, Blake.
And another thing with the phone is try to make it a mental note in your head when you switch camera from the front facing to rear facing. And if you're talking while you do that, it'll cut like 2 words out of the whole video when it switches camera. So take a mental note when you go to hit that reverse mirror effect on your phone, do an internal 3-second head count, and then continue with your yackage. That way those words aren't missing.
I didn't realize that's what did that, Blake. I'd seen that before, and I didn't realize that's what they were doing that was causing it. That's a good tech tip. I like that. Dizzy Izzy, you can do it. Brewer Racing, a bunch. I'm still continue to get registrations. I thought I would have a harder lull in the middle of the summer than I have. No, registration's still coming in good. And
all the ones that have registered are registered. So we got all of them.
Yeah, and they're swinging. They're actually, we got a lot. And now, since we're later in the season, we're starting to see the upswing I expected. So it's good, though. It's done real well.
Fuel prices are going down a little bit, too. That's nice to see. Hopefully
all right.
Continue.
Perpetual Projects, #1 tip for great thumbnails in your experience. I've got a couple of them, especially in automotive stuff. Whatever you're doing, generally speaking, you want the photo to be the finished product or darn near the finished product, as opposed to something half done. That way, when they're coming into it, they know what they're going to see, and they're watching the video to see how you got there. Often, if you're doing, get a face, get your face in the thumbnail when possible. If you can get an expressive face, if something's blowing up, give it the old big eyebrows and, an expressive face. People relate to that. They, generally speaking, that, and again, with some of the clients I work with, they've got the kind of budgets where they have, the focus groups, finished product, and a face that actually appears in the video. You see those clip art people that, the clip art girls that go on the thumbnails.
That's been driving me nuts.
It works to get the click, but people are looking for that person in the video.
Well, yeah, and that's what's going to piss them off then when they don't see that person.
Exactly.
So anytime I see anybody, even if it's somebody that I'm subscribed to or friends with, and I see the chick in the thumbnail, I am not clicking on that, man. I'm sorry. It's just, I know it's clickbait. It's not sucking me in. That's your punishment. Is what
Hey, guys, go ahead, sir.
That is, in fact, classic clickbait by definition. It just is. It works, damn it.
Damn you two, Hacks Garage. Get the chicks out of your thumbnails and I'll start watching again.
All right, guys, we got a surprise guest here who is a no-name 500 alumnus who is closing in on 1,000.
Right on.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Travis.
Travis is here. Travis had something he wanted to share with these guys, so I said, yeah, man, come on in. We'll get some housekeeping, some things done. Stop by and tell us about it.
Right on.
Yeah. Well, I noticed, I was posting my videos, on YouTube, and then I was posting links on Facebook. And I got to talking to a lot of my close friends I have on Facebook, and they're like, well, I have to dig for your videos because I wasn't getting likes on them. I wasn't getting any traffic on them whatsoever. And I wasn't getting really any traffic on YouTube from them. Unless I posted it into a private group. So I got to doing some research and stuff, and I know I was calling it shadow ban, but that's kind of what it felt like because YouTube or Facebook was not pushing my videos. Because if I'd make a regular post, anything typed out or a picture, I get a lot of likes, a lot of comments, stuff like that. So what I started doing is taking just a preview of my videos, cutting that out like 30 seconds or so, and putting that on Facebook with loading it straight to Facebook with not a link, but just saying, my channel, go check it out if you want to see more. And I started to get better traction that way from Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook's algorithm will not necessarily show your stuff. If you paste in a YouTube link to either a video or a channel, they not only will not show it, they'll downgrade it, which means pretty much the only people that are going to see it if you're posting it to a profile or to a page, the only people that are going to see it are the people that actually visit that profile or page. It almost never will show up in the actual feed. And the reason for that, it's the same reason that YouTube is pushing shorts right now on YouTube. They want to keep the watchers on YouTube and keep them watching video after video after video. Facebook knows that if somebody clicks away from Facebook, goes to YouTube, the likelihood is they're going to go down the YouTube rabbit hole and they're not going to go back to Facebook immediately. They don't want that, and that's why they treat them that way. The thing, Travis also super nailed the magic, though. A private group. If you got Mopar stuff, go find every Mopar group because it is handled differently. The groups are, the algorithm doesn't necessarily apply to the groups on Facebook. They're chronological. And again, you're not only posting to everybody, in the world, you're posting to people that have joined that group, therefore are also Mopar fans. So, again, if you're a lot of these channels, not necessarily brand specific, but if your project is a Ford, your project's a Pontiac or whatever, go out and find a Ford group, go out and find a Pontiac group. And you can post your YouTube video links in those groups, and they will get some traction. But again, the algorithm within the groups is handled very differently on Facebook.
Perpetual Projects has an interesting question here. Is there a certain length you try to keep your titles for easier readability? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you got 100 characters for the titles. When they actually show up in the in the grid on YouTube, the first half of that, roughly, I think it's 45 characters or something like that, actually shows up. You absolutely want to have the most important words towards the first half of the title. But it's also super smart to use the entire 100 characters as close as you can to get as many pertinent terms in there. The most important ones, though, as far as what's in the video, should be towards the front half, the first 40 to 50 characters of the title. And that same thing applies to descriptions as well. The most important stuff has got to be in those first 2 or 3 or 4 sentences, the beginning of the description.
Yeah, I tried something that Barrows was talking about last night, taking the hashtags out of my titles and putting them in the description.
Absolutely.
And it seems like they're getting a little better traction that way too.
Yeah, and it frees up those characters in the title to use them for something. You got 3 places you can put tags. Either under the video details, there's literally a tags box, and those are the little blue ones specifically that show up above the title. You can put them in the title also. Best place for them overall is in the last line of the description. No real sense in, there's no real advantage to eating up your 100 characters in the title with hashtags, unless you're using it. The hashtag is part of the title. Yeah. That's not necessarily the greatest thing either, because generally speaking, if it like in Dalton's case, he always hashtags the holy goat, holy goat, holy goat, holy space goat, and the tag, all one word, holy goat, are 2 different animals, and you want both of those animals in there. So the way to do it is you put the holy space goat in the title. So if somebody's typing in holy space goat into search, it gets a match, and then put the hashtag without the space in the description. So if there's if somebody's searching for it via hashtag, either way you've got yourself covered.
Andy Wood in the house, good to see you. Well, we got all kinds of racers in here tonight.
Ho-de-do.
I mean, we got Travis, we've got Andy, we have Max Wedge, Dick Dastardly, Rich Rusnick. We got all kinds of racers in the house. I was hoping BNR would be here. He's a newer entry to the No Name 500. I was hoping he'd swing by. You guys have any other questions? Any questions for Travis? And I got a question for Travis. So Travis, I asked this earlier before you got here. I asked Blake and I asked Buzz. Knowing what you know now, if you had to start your channel over from 0, what would you do differently?
I'd take a little more time on the front end doing my videos, and like Buzz was saying, doing the titles and descriptions a lot better. I look back at some of my first videos, and they were not so great. And I'm sure that's with everybody. Everybody thinks their first videos aren't so great. But, you know, really what I've learned about using the titles and the description to your advantage, and then having the preview stuff going to other platforms, I think that's the stuff I'd like to do, you know, done differently.
Austin, Travis is working on 1,000. Travis crossed the finish line, and now he's working on doubling up. He's working on getting twice.
And that's something else I wanted to tell some of these guys that are, you know, sitting there at 200, 250. I never thought it. I was at a point where I didn't think I was going to hit 500. And now I'm almost at 1,000. As my name says, I'm 36 away.
Yep.
So it can be done. You just have to put in the work and have the content to keep it afloat.
If it's taking you 6 months to get 250, it will not take you 6 months to get 250 more. I'm telling you, that's not how it works.
It will accelerate.
Yeah, Uncle Tony's Garage has 246,000. They get roughly 1,000 a week. So the rate at which you get, I know it's amazing to think that, but I'm telling you, unless you're Barrow's Garage or Tony, yeah. But I'm saying that the more content you have out there, the better you've got it positioned by proper tagging and things like that. And the more you keep making content, it's working for you in the background to help you get more subs at a faster rate than you've gotten the ones you have so far.
Hey, back to Barrows, he pointed something out last night that the way he said it was perfect. He stated that he's now, with what he's learned, he's now treating his shorts as if they're long form videos, meaning he's putting the same effort into the titles, he's putting the same effort into the descriptions. Generally speaking, the argument on shorts is, well, nobody can even see the description. The YouTube search engine can.
Yes.
And that's who you're doing it for. And I thought, holy cow, that's such a perfect way to put it. You know, just treat the titles and descriptions just like you would if it was a normal 8, 10, 15-minute video. Put that same effort in. And some of these shorts are... Not only is it a great time to be building a automotive channel on YouTube now because of the No Name Nationals community, it's because YouTube has given you a great opportunity in shorts. They are pushing them. If you tell YouTube what your video is about in the title and description, you too can get some of these thousands and thousands, and in some cases, some of these guys, tens of thousands of views on these shorts, and they are translating into subscribers. Shorts is a treat right now.
Hey, Street Fox 347, tell us if shorts work. That guy's gotten 2,000 subs off his shorts in 6 months.
Heck yeah, it's.
Well, I was on Barrow's channel today, and I noticed that he had his preview video was actually kind of like a preview short where he's talking about what he's going to be doing with his cars and what his channel is about and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If y'all want to, I'm going to try and make something like that, like Barrows did. That is a great idea. Go over and check out his channel and check out that preview video he's got up on the main channel. That's a really good idea. So when people go to your channel, they don't necessarily have to read your description. Your description's there in the video that they can watch.
Right on. And that, we kind of talked about that area within YouTube Studio. Click on customization. It's the top option. It's called channel trailer. You can put that's where you'd absolutely want to put the introduction one. And then you can put up a second video. So if people have not subscribed yet, they'll see the intro that probably says something along the lines of, you know, please subscribe, yada, yada, yada. For those that have subscribed, there's an opportunity to put a different video. Either your most popular one, you know, look at your analytics and figure out which video is generating you the most subscribers and put that on the featured video for returning subscribers. But great opportunity. And Travis, I'm not sure if you heard, earlier we touched on the featured sections on your homepage. There's a lot of option, like most popular videos, uploads, the shorts. A lot of these channels, they've just got the uploads only. You can really quickly make your channel look and feel and smell a lot more established with just several minutes worth of effort on that. Again, channel customization and layout. It does all the picking for you. There's a drop down. You just start clicking sections you want to have added, and then you can drag and drop them level top to bottom. But with very little effort, you can get that, the intro video like Travis is mentioning and those various featured sections. All of a sudden, man, you're starting to look like a freaking channel that's got something going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I've played around with that a little bit here and there and changed the layout 3 or 4 times on my page. And I still don't think I like it exactly right. But I'll go back in there in a couple weeks and I'll look at it again. I'm looking at other people's channels and kind of, well, I like this about their channel, and this I don't, and I'll go to another one. And I'm trying to pick and choose, getting ideas from other channels and whatnot.
Yep.
Things I like that I think are aesthetic to the channel.
Right on.
One thing I'll say, Bear Rose says he's no different than anyone. Any of you can do this. Here's the difference with Bear Rose. Bear Rose did all of the things that we have suggested would help. And he admits that. He says I suggested that registering early helps. It gets you on everyone's radar, a biggest possible scope as early as possible. Doing what Blake tells you to do with production, all those little things, how do I do them? Do those things. Believe me, Blake is really good at producing. Blake does more than you realize, because not only stuff for his channels, other channels, get tidbits and help and stuff from him too. He really is a good production guy, more than you might know just from watching Bad Tree alone. And then Buzz tells you how to position your stuff to make it fly. I mean, you can have the greatest video, and without knowing these things Buzz knows about getting them out into the world, they don't see them. Well, Bear Rose took all of that to heart early, and now Bear Rose has got his subscribers 4 times over. Bear Rose will probably have 3,000 subscribers by the No Name Nationals.
Oh, he'll have 100 grand. I have faith in him. He'll have 100K.
Hey, and not to discount anything that Bear Rose has done, but just notice that he is a very regular guy. There's no magic about Bear Rose. He's putting in the work. He's easy to watch and all that stuff, but I mean, there's no gimmick that he's using. He's not, putting on, an act and trying to, talk in a deeper voice or any of that. He's just himself, but he's putting in the work. But it should be noted that he's just as regular of a dude as anybody else that's here trying this, which again just proves it can be done.
But like you said, he's got like a natural charisma to him also. That makes him easy to watch.
Well, he's genuine. He's genuine, and he's disciplined. I mean, he goes out and works in the snow, and guys who do that, all the guys who were out working in a foot of snow in January, they're all doing well now, because they knew what it was going to take, and when time got easier and have more to their back, they did even better. By the way, we just had a channel register a few minutes ago, so I'll go ahead and out it.
Right on.
Rock to Rat Rod, Rust to Hot Rod.
Good
104
deal.
subs. So welcome aboard. You can
welcome aboard.
Show everybody how it's done, man. I'm going to send Buzz your information here as soon as I get off the live and put you in the book. How real time is that?
That is real time. And again, the advantage of registering early. Now you're going to be on Buck Does It's radar. He's been exposing a lot of these channels, and he's been generating quite a few subs for guys. I'm not sure if he realizes how helpful he's been, but and he's watching. He gets the updates on the new registrations, so we'll start building that channel as quickly as we can. Right on. Welcome.
we have another special guest in the house, somebody that I think that the No Name 500 contenders should look up to. And then he goes and moves. He'll be here in just a second. I'm watching him in the studio. All right. Welcome the first time on Alive.
Hey now!
Willie.
There he is.
Now
I
you
don't
know
know
what he
about-
looks like.
I don't know about special, but I appreciate being a guest.
John Car Willie.
How's it going, Willie?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Everybody
He's-
watching.
Right there in the flesh, another fantastic example of just putting out the effort. Junk Car Willie, nice guy. Just a regular dude, but he's kicking tail simply because he's been putting out the videos and putting in the work, and man, it's paying off. Where are you at right now, subs wise, Willie?
11:20.
Right on.
But
Willie is a
last
warrior.
month is really where it took off. I mean, June really took off for me. I had a good April, slowed down in May, which I got a little worried, and then it kind of took off in June. But Buzz, I didn't enter the 500, but I started asking you questions on Messenger, and I think I had 600 subs and didn't have no description. So I think I just got there by luck. But you guys has helped me move on up where I am now.
Right on.
What we're seeing consistently, though, is everybody that works hard to get that foothold, one sub at a time. Once they have it, they take off. It's happened for Willie. It's happened for Travis. It's happened for Barrows. It's happened for Two Hacks. It's happened for Ken. That's not coincidence. Once you get established by hard work like that, your channel can take off if you stay after it. And these guys are shining examples. I'm really excited to have Junk Car Willie on there. We've been wanting to do this for a while. This is his first live, and
First ever.
he's a
I'm a
warrior.
newbie. Be good to me, guys.
Junk Car Willie is a warrior. He's always going out in the field and filming stuff and beating the bushes, and you can do
My
it.
channel, it's a lot different. And when No Name Naturals came around, I had 21 subs. I think my channel was 3 months old, and I thought, how can I? I didn't have everybody's financial situation different and changes, and I didn't have the garage, I didn't have the hot rod, and so I just went out looking for content. It's a little different channel than what most of the guys the role models I look up to, but it's what worked for me at this time. So, that's how I did it. I just do it like I used to listen to myself and try it all last year and take down videos, and then I quit listening to myself and I just pretended I was talking to a buddy or something and sent it to a buddy and just didn't listen. I do now, but it took me, I've been throwing videos out there a lot. I'm like 420 some videos, so I throw them. I get so excited when I make them, it's hard for me to keep them back, and I am starting to do that. But that's a big problem for me, and I got to start treating it like a channel and putting them back. But I'll throw out 4 or 5 a day. I do want to tell everybody it's still trying to get 500. The shorts is where it's at. That's where 70% of my views come from. And if you guys would just put out a short a day, and some of the stuff that I get views on surprises me. You don't always think, oh, I ain't gonna do it, or won't get views. Them are the ones that sometimes get views, That's my there.
Yeah, well, I'm in the same boat because some of the videos I'm like, okay, this one's gonna work. It's gonna take off. Get like 30 views, and then I'll do a video, and I won't feel very good about it, and it'll get 1,000 views on it. It's like it doesn't make sense to me. The algorithm still doesn't make any sense to me.
Perpetual projects, yeah.
Best time trading tips.
I would have to say in my experience in the channels that I've worked with is doing that brief rehearsal of sorts, whether you're recording it or not, but just talking through some of those segments. Again, like I love the term that Blake used, the gooey middle. There's only so much scripting and practicing you can do when you're actually getting the work done. But for the video opener and the video closer, A couple of quick dry runs before you start recording isn't necessarily going to save you a bunch of time during filming, but in the post-production stuff and all the editing and all that jazz, generally speaking, that's where the time is just eaten alive. Trying to get all the dead air out and all of that stuff. Getting it closer to a one take for each of the different segments that you're doing, with a rehearsal or a dry run of sorts. That would be mine. And take to heart, especially if you're using the phone, that tip that Blake gave earlier, the starting and stopping on the same piece of the same recording. Start recording, pause it, make your move, make your change, walk to the toolbox, and then continue on, because that right there just eliminated one edit in your post-production stuff. Back to Blake real quick. Over the past couple of weeks since you said it, the thing you've said that I've heard repeated more times than anything else is, nobody wants to see your feet walking back to the toolbox. Cut that stuff out of there. I've heard that from so many, at least a dozen people have repeated that, and that too is great advice.
Unless you stub your toe really bad, then show.
Yeah.
Treat the feet like a butt crack. You always put something over that if that's showing. Same thing with the feet.
Something I've noticed, and I don't know that he does it intentionally, but if you watch Dalton from Pole Barn Garage, he says fewer words that carry more weight. And when you distill your speech down during a video, it makes it easier to follow, and your words will have more weight individually when you're not reaching for thoughts and that kind of thing. And that's part of what makes him easier to listen to. That's a virtue.
Yeah, he's good at it. He's definitely a natural, I think. I think when sometimes you see him, you think they're a natural. Maybe they have to work at it, but it just seems like, I need to work at it. But some of them guys just seem like they're natural. Natural for YouTube is what I mean. Natural for the screen.
Yep.
But we can all do it. Every single person. There's 37 channels that still have fewer than 500 subscribers who are registered. And know this, every one of them can do it. If they're not here, if they're a channel if they're a buddy of yours, hey, reach out to them and say, hey, man, you've still got 81 days. You can make this happen. And we're glad to help them. So put the word out there.
And I think...
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I think 90% of these channels have great content. I mean, they really do. It's not lacking good stuff they can, do. But videos, their cars, their garages, etc. Go ahead, Blake.
I forgot. When I have an idea, it's got to be coming out of my mouth right away.
Okay, Blake starts talking. Everybody shut up.
Shut up. I got it. My first mistake.
A quick couple things while I've been sitting here. With shorts, you don't have to always have a vertical view to make a short. If you have an editor, you can take any of your horizontal footage and start the project as a 1-to-1 ratio, and it'll compress that into that vertical shape, and then you can put, like what I do with my shorts, because I don't like filming vertical. I'll put the No Name National logo above it, and then put our channel logo in the other black space in the bottom. So if you're like, man, that thing I filmed today, that'd been an awesome short, but I didn't film it vertically. No worries, friend. You can do it in editing.
Yep.
And then while you're doing it on your computer, you're more apt to fill in a longer description, more detail, make a thumbnail and all that, because I know a ton of us just go out, film quick, vertical, hey, here's the new episode at the end of the week, and then you hit publish, and from your phone you don't get as many options as you do on the desktop. Or,
Well, Blake, something I started doing was I upload everything privately. And then I sit and make sure my title is good, my description's good, my thumbnail's good, even on my shorts. and then I'll watch the entire video myself, and if I still like it at that point, then I will go ahead and publish it publicly.
Right.
That is
Just so I have those checks.
Solid tip right there.
Smart. You know what else that does? It also, your thumbnail will come up when the video goes public too. I see a lot of videos right the minute they come up don't have a thumbnail yet because it's hadn't processed.
Yep.
When you do it your way, the thumbnail comes up immediately.
Right. I want to make sure the video is ready for presentation when I make it go public.
And also, when you get monetized, you make sure there's not any flags on that too when you do it that way.
Right.
Exactly.
I got a question for you, Buzz. This may be a mistake that I made in 2007 when I started the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
We were ice fishing. I took a video with my iPod Pro or whatever when they first went to the flat screen, touchscreen stuff. I took a video of us catching a bass, and I whipped up a YouTube account underneath my gamer tag at the time, JB30, and I uploaded the fish video. Well, then in 2000, whenever, 3 years ago, when I uploaded that first drag racing video, I figured, Blake JB30 is the channel name. So I changed it to Bad Tree Productions, but my URL still says Blake JB30 on the back end of it instead of Bad Tree Productions. Is that hurting me at all?
It's not
Going
hurting you, I
forward?
don't think, but it's not helping you. You see. So you're talking about what did I'm
I
trying to
didn't
find.
start a brand new channel. I turned an existing channel and renamed it. But I only posted like 2.
So, are we talking about? So we're talking the same thing in YouTube Studio under customization and then basic info. You're talking about the custom URL.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Anytime I make a Bad Tree Productions post, the URL just says Blake JB30 at the end of it.
You can change that. Before you do, let me double check to ensure that the old link will still work. In most cases it will. But yeah, you can edit that. Again, that's under channel customization, basic info. It's called the custom URL. The channel URL you can't change. That's the one with all the hieroglyphics. What is it, 24 characters or whatever the hell it is.
I was always just concerned if that was kind of a crutch for our channel as far as growth.
I don't think that is hurting you. The real value, you'll note that in most cases, even when you've got the custom URL, the one with the 24 characters is the one that's actually showing up in the URL. That custom URL really is primarily for something that you can easily and quickly communicate to somebody to get to your channel. Yeah, it's youtube.com/Bad Tree Productions, all one word kind of thing, instead of, it's UC lowercase z, all that jazz.
And then another thing, like what we were talking about earlier with playlists, I got about 275 videos that got terrible descriptions, if any at all. I mean, I think I've been pretty good in the past year about making descriptions, but me and Jabo got a lot of work ahead of ourselves if we want to go back and redo every video description to try to get,
One thing that will amaze you, most of those videos without descriptions, their views are what they are. If you go in there and you put, 100, 200, 300 characters, meaning several sentences, a single paragraph, all of those videos will start generating views for you. It is so worth doing. Often, break it down into, whatever works for you. Whether it's setting up, I'm going to do 5 a day. 5 a day. If you end up doing 6 or 7, so be it, but not less than 5 a day, or 15 minutes a day. Man, before I sack out, I'm going to spend 15 minutes and update as many of them as I can, and just keep working through them. It pays off.
and then while you're doing it, you can do some housework or clean up and start making your playlists along
Yes.
with that. Because there's how many times have you uploaded a forgot to put it underneath the Chevy playlist.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's possible that can you have a single video in multiple different playlists.
Yes, you can.
So anything that's hashtag No Names National, make a No Name National playlist. So at the end of your video, you get your 2-3 squares of what you can click on. If they've never seen No Name Nationals before and they're like, "Oh, this is great," boom, there's a No Name National playlist at the end of your video, and you retain that person still.
You know, those if people aren't, everybody knows what a playlist is, but those areas that it's really, really valuable in, a channel like Big Mike's Hoopty Barn, a lot of his stuff is automotive, a lot of it is not. If somebody's wanting to subscribe to his channel for his automotive stuff because they don't care about his family fishery pond he's got going on, they go to his automotive playlist and they can avoid all of the other stuff, but they can take a look at his build project and quickly, cleanly get through the stuff that they want to see and not bothered with everything else.
So Buzz in the comments here, what's the best time to drop videos? I've actually been kind of testing that the past 3 weeks. So dropping a video at 5 p.m., 6, 7, 8, and 9. And I believe the last video I posted was a 9 p.m. premiere. I had almost 90 people in live chat.
Every single channel is going to have a slightly different best time. And here's how you figure it out. You go into YouTube Studio, you click on Analytics, and then you click on Audience. Is it Audience? Where's the grid that's got...
Yep, I got it. If you want to share my screen, John. Right here.
Hang on a second. I see what I did.
There you go. See where the... let's see.
There you go.
The dark purple's your most viewers on.
Exactly.
The lighter the color, the less.
Yeah, so on this screen, for example, on Sundays, man, you want to pop them on Sundays at, say, call it 10 a.m. The most 6 p.m., some might argue, but if you popped it where on the medium, roughly 10 o'clock in the morning, the video is going to get some traction. The algorithm's going to be able to evaluate the title and all that stuff. And by the time 6 p.m. rolls around, those 4 hours between 6 and 10, everything's ready to go. Thumbnails have populated, the algorithms evaluated keywords and all that stuff, and you'll be flying coming around 6.
Look at Saturday through Thursday, or Sunday through Thursday at 8 o'clock across the line.
Yep. And that time you post can be fluid. Generally speaking, those numbers, that chart doesn't change a whole lot, unless if your audience is growing quickly, it'll change with the audience. But once your channel stabilizes, those times don't change all that often. But either post it right there on the dark purple or at the beginning of the medium purple each day.
Looks
if you
Friday
wanted
and
to.
Saturday's not ideal for me.
Sunday is the best day, but pretty much across the board in automotive, Sunday's your best day. And then it's just, generally speaking, my preference, and with the channels I work with, it's posted a little bit earlier. You absolutely get that overnight lull. And that's why, on that chart there, I'd probably post at 10 a.m. And let it grind throughout the day, have it totally ready to capitalize on those 4 hours between 6 and 10 p.m. Before the overnight lull, and let it pick up the next day.
Hey, by the way, Big Richard's in the house. Want to give a shout out to him. He's been growing his content. if you don't, you guys, one thing that helps you is getting involved in some of these lives that go on. Okay, my lives are usually, I have a guest or we do a workshop like this. But there's a lot of lives that have social hour, like Ruben from Muscle City Madness, Dust Devil Garage, Bear Rose has open mic, Jason's Garage, Dr. Art, and you miss out on things like this. Big Richard set his grill on fire on a live. And I don't know if you can see, but it was much to the amusement of Jay from Rapid Transit and me and Ruben from Muscle City Madness. And that was, of course, an unscripted grill caught on fire right there for Big Richard. And you
could be in a live one night watching John almost die from laughing.
Yeah. When Jay was
man, that was a good one. I know exactly what now you're talking about. That was a good one. I couldn't stay in it that long.
And a shout out to Dizzy Izzy. Dizzy Izzy sent me a decal here of his Angry Vagrant. If you are not yet subscribed to Dizzy Izzy and have not yet checked out his channel, you should. Dizzy Izzy is Roger there. He's actually panhandled for subs at the track with the cardboard sign. He's committed to making it, and that's what it takes, and that's a good way to do it. Literally, I'm looking for more people to do videos literally panhandling for subs in places. I think that would be cool. Cool and different. See what happens.
Well, John, speaking about subs, have you been watching my name as I've been on the live?
What's that?
Have you been watching my name change as I've been on the live?
I have. I've been watching that. You were 36, and then I saw them 30, 24 in the chat, and 20 now. Yes.
Cool. You'll make it.
Travis just needs 20. Travis just needs 20. So reach out to your friends and ask if they are familiar with Travis's Mopar Garage.
I think if you publish a video at 6 a.m. on a weekday, that your content is going to get buried by everybody else that person subscribed to. I know a guy that's in the community that posts at 6 a.m. By the time I'm in the afternoon going through my phone looking at stuff, I'll scroll through so much stuff and not even see him until days later. Just going back on that time of posting.
Yeah.
Because
Ryan,
how many...
I'm sorry. wasn't sure about. I'm sorry about that, Blake. I thought I saw that. Wouldn't know if that was correct. But no, 6 a.m. Does that bury your content, Buzz? Posting that early?
It absolutely pushes it. It absolutely pushes it down the list in terms of the longer list that you're seeing when you arrive on YouTube's homepage. But unless you're back what we were talking about when we were looking at that time chart, Max Love, look at those bars, look at the most popular times, and premiere your video. If you're just setting your video as public, if you don't catch a hot run on the day that you publish it, you'll pick it up the following day. Premiering, you absolutely want to get max people in there. That's the whole point of the premiere. Blake is not wrong. When it's posted earlier in the morning, by the time people actually get to YouTube, it's way down the list, and people got to kind of dig for it.
I try and put mine out around 11 o'clock my time, which would be lunchtime Eastern time. And I seem to get decent traction when I do it around lunchtime. Because people are taking a lunch break and they pop open YouTube and it's right there.
Yeah.
There's about 5:30 in the evening.
There's a bunch of schools of thought as far as the best time to publish. If I had to wrap it up with anything, it's just publish. Get it out there. Junk Car Willie has proven that many subscribers over. I guarantee you, he is not analyzed. He's popping it when it's ready. He's popping it when it's on his phone and just boop, Doesn't matter what time of day. Am I right? You're not you're not looking at the clock, are you, Willie?
No. But most of mine seems to be afternoon, evening. But but no, I'm not looking at the clock.
Yeah, and that's how your day works out. Don't try to make everything. Time of day isn't going to change anything hugely, I don't think. The more important thing right now is just, especially with the opportunity that YouTube has given you with pushing the shorts the way they are. Shorts it's made some of these channels. I absolutely made them. Take advantage of that. Grab the tiger by the tail, I think, is the way Bear Rose put it in one of his pieces of text. Grab the tiger by the tail, carpe diem, man. Jump on it. Start popping out some shorts. If you can't figure out something for the shorts, maybe YouTube isn't your thing, because 15 seconds, it's all it's got to be. Again, look back at Perpetual Project short today, their pop quiz with a fluid spill on concrete. Pop quiz, what is it? Wrong answers only. I think it's at 4,000 views, and he popped it this morning. It's fantastic what these shorts are doing. It's don't overcomplicate it. Go to your local cruise-in. Some of these cruise-ins only got several dozen cars, but that's several dozen shorts. When you break it out, kind of like Junk Car Willie style, when he's in these junkyards. Here's this one, here's that one, boom, 2 shorts. He's got himself covered for the day. I mean, he's got enough content. I think he's put up, in the 400 range of videos right now. But, you see a kick-ass car in the grocery store parking lot. Your phone's in your pocket. Grab it, do a quick walk around, boom, short. Man, you've invested 30 seconds tops. Put that kind of stuff out there and ride this wave that some of these other guys are just demonstrating. It'll build your channel.
Travis has 14 subscribers to go to get 1,000.
Hody-do.
14. Man.
Yeah, I've got 20 just being on the live.
You're gonna
22
tonight at this rate.
Yeah, you're gonna make it for midnight.
Hell yeah. Hey, give me 60 seconds.
59, 58.
58, 7, 6, 5.
Yeah, but I'll hit 1,000. I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll be at 950 again.
But that's okay, because you'll come back up over it works like like this. You keep trending up.
Yes.
It's about 48 hours, John? Is 48 hours later you get the...
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've seen it the next day, but then again, I don't know when the queue started, so I'm not exactly sure. But I know
it's like doing these lives. You'll see, let's just say 107 in here, and when you look at your analytics, it said 102.
Oh yeah. That number bounces around everywhere, because I know I can look at the eye, the little counter at the top, and I can see more, and the counter will say I have fewer, and the next day it might show more than I saw, et cetera, et cetera. And also, the other thing I don't understand at all is you'll see the view count in YouTube, and it's wrong, because you could look in 3 different places and get 3 different numbers for how many people watched your lives. And I don't know why that is.
I don't think they want us to know everything.
I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with that.
I don't think they want us to know everything.
So you guys, if you got friends who like Mopars and they have not yet checked out Travis's Mopar Garage, send them over to check it out. And just tell them, man, if you like Mopars, you like street racing, you want to see the real Memphis street race scene, go over and check out Travis's Mopar Garage.
Yeah, and to let y'all know, it should be the week of the 18th, or no, it'd be the week of the 18th. The first actual fire on Old Red should happen.
Right on.
Because the last of my parts are coming in Monday or Tuesday of this week, So next week, I'll be off work, so I should be able to get that truck started. So if y'all want to be there for the first start, and plus I got some other content coming out. I'm gonna be doing a video with another big channel coming up. I'm not gonna let that out. I'm just gonna post it whenever it comes out. But me and a big channel will be coming out together here real soon.
That's cool. I'm sure Travis would take people that hate Mopars too as subscribers, wouldn't you, Travis?
Say it again.
I said you'd probably take subscribers that hate Mopars too, also, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, and I have some Ford stuff too.
Ford
'Cause
lovers, Chevy lovers, all of them.
Yeah, because I got the little D50 with the Ford motor in it, so people can laugh at me for beating my head against the wall with a Ford 302.
I guarantee you we got about 1,000 subscribers that are Ford guys just because of Jeremy's truck.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that, man. I mean, it doesn't say Bad Tree Mopar Garage. You know, not pigeonholing us into a corner that way.
Perpetual Projects is asking, do you think people subbing from shorts are less likely to watch long form? I have no evidence that supports that thus far. Generally speaking, my preference is long form, but I cannot tell you the number of times that I have, I see a cool short from someone I'm subscribed to. I jump down the shorts rabbit hole, and it's like 17 minutes later, 66 videos later, I'm like, holy cow, man, I'm just burning time. But I've subbed to 3 people, and their long form stuff shows up in the recommendations. I absolutely watch, long form videos where I've subscribed from shorts. But again, looking at the analytics of the various channels that I'm an admin on, I don't see any evidence of that.
Unity, that's because you have to push Fords.
I have pushed that Ford actually onto a trailer.
That's a mean Ford there. That's a mean Ford.
Yeah,
there.
it is. That's a very mean Ford. I can't imagine how much meaner it's going to be with the new mill. Can't wait to hear that thing fire up.
Oh, I'm waiting for that too.
Yep.
Here's one other thought on. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, go ahead, Buzz. We're cutting over. Go ahead, Buzz. Go ahead.
One final thought on shorts is, remember, you don't need to have your face in there. You don't need to narrate it necessarily. If it calls for it, it does. But remember how easy those things are to put out there. Some of them take such little effort, and people are gaining watch hours, they're gaining subscribers, they're gaining views. If you're not taking advantage of that opportunity, you're missing the boat. Travis, you're on.
I was just going to say about the trucks. One of my favorite trucks I ever had was a 68 Ford pickup, long wheelbase. And it was an old farm truck, and I love that old truck. And that was one of the ones that got away. So I have a soft spot for those Ford trucks. And Barrows, you're right about the multiple firing orders for Fords. That was part of the beating my head against the wall. That was 3 days of beating my head against the wall. That's some good content there.
I remember that series.
I still got to buy a starter for that truck.
Anybody have anything else they want to ask? We got quite a collective in here tonight. We don't normally have quite this many people on live, at least on mine. It's a good time to ask questions. We try to engage the chat as much as possible. So we got Buzz, we got Blake in the house, Junk Car Willie. The Junk Car Willie on his first live. That really is him. I verified it.
I think that's why my videos do better, because I don't show my face on them.
The man behind the camera is now in front of it. Junk Car Willie, I'm glad he's here. And of course, we got Travis. Travis is always lurking, building horsepower. How many subscribers away is Travis now? Let's see. Let me update, refresh that. Let's try to get Travis over 1,000. 990. Travis needs 10.
10 now.
Travis needs 10. You know what? Right now, you guys message your friends and say, if you don't know about Travis's Mopar Garage, you are missing out on a hot channel. Engine build, engine swap, lots of good racing action on Travis's channel. It's a good channel. Tell your friends, check it out.
Yeah, and there's gonna be some Hemi swap stuff coming here pretty soon. 3rd gen Hemi swap
Look
on
out.
Copperhead.
Be great.
So
Be
that's
ready.
coming up soon.
Travis is a doer. I have this sign behind me that says doing is greater than dreaming. And people like Travis are the reason I have that, because he's a doer. There's some people, for every one doer, there's 100 dreamers. Travis is a doer. You watch his channel, you'll see a guy making stuff happen.
Well, the thing is, I had such a long drive to work for 8 years. I got to think about everything I wanted to do because I didn't have time to do it. Now I got time to do it, and now I'm doing stuff.
Travis is 8 away.
Auto.
I know this is getting hard to keep up with again, like with my 500.
Yeah, it's similar, isn't it? It's
Yes.
similar. We had Travis on for 500 too. That's right. Travis, you going to be available for 2,000?
More than likely. More than likely, unless I'm working, because man, I gotta pass this stinking test. After I get out here, I got 3 books I got to go through for tomorrow.
Well, I'll tell you
I
what,
got-
993. Travis needs 7. 7.
That's
If you have
close.
friends who still are not yet subscribed, yeah, we can make the last few minutes of this a push for Travis. But if you have any
I'm
questions,
gonna
ask.
I'm just gonna leave it like that because it's getting too hard to keep up with.
We need 7 people to make another count.
That's it. That's it. Very deserving. Dutch guys are 51 away from their 500. Dustin's awfully
They're getting close.
I seen
Very
that.
close.
I seen that. They'll make it. They're gonna make it.
Oh, no doubt.
And this is a good time while Joe mentions the Barracudas. This is a good chance for Blake to tell us about the Barracuda Cup.
It's just something we've been saying since the beginning. Just
Yeah.
jokingly in the comments, hashtag CUDA Cup.
Well, tell us about it. This is a thing now.
It's not a thing, John. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
It's
it
just
is.
something we've been saying. I mean, I can think off the top of my head at least 6, 7 A-body Barracudas. That are gonna
That's right.
probably going to be more. But
4.
They're beautiful cars.
Do we need to have a heads-up Barracuda bracket?
I think a Barracuda bracket would be
I
damn
think we
trick.
can do that.
There you go.
I think we can do that.
And that no Valiants, because then you'd have to let Dusters, Darts,
Yeah.
everything started.
If you're bringing a Barracuda, especially if we don't know, let us know, because we could put together a Barracuda bracket. And by the way, Travis is 4 away right now. 4 away, 996. Just saying.
But on the Barracuda thing, I'm kind of one of the oddballs. I like those 64s and 65s a lot better than the 7s, 8s, and 9s that everybody just drools over.
I actually do too. 65 is my favorite Barracuda.
I don't like 69 at all.
I like the 65, the back glass on the early ones. That's what I like about the back end on the early ones.
66 side profile looks so much better than the 64 and 65, but the front end, the grill looks better on a 64 or 65, I think.
I think my favorite A-body could be if you had the front end of a 65 Barracuda on a 67 notchback. I know that's weird looking, but I would like that. I just think it would look neat.
Yeah, I missed one a couple years ago. It was a 65. It was a roller. It was already mini tubbed and everything, ready for a motor, and I missed my chance to get it.
997.
Hey,
I got my live count up here on the side of the computer.
hey,
In
Mexican
the smaller
Spec.
window.
Mexican Specs asking, is it detrimental to not show your face in the videos? Well, Junk Car Willie, for example, has absolutely successfully done that. His face is very, very, very rarely seen, and you're in the 1100 range, isn't that right?
One word:
Yeah.
hydraulic press channel. You ever see that? You don't ever see that guy's face.
there you
but He's
go.
got something different and interesting.
Lock-picking lawyers like that.
Yeah, there's quite a few channels out there that have found great success without ever or rarely showing their face. That being said, people relate to faces. People like to have a name and they like to have a face related to that name. I believe that if you're showing your face, even if it's rarely or in an intro video or something along those lines, I think it's going to serve you well. Again, people relate to that. But again, guys like Junk Car Willie right there, he's absolutely proven that it can be done, and he did it in a. You heard his story. I mean, he started off with what was it, 21 when you first heard about the No Name Nationals?
Yeah, it's 21.
And he's in 4 digits right now. He's slaying dragons over there.
Yeah, well,
Travis
you
needs
never see
2
him.
subscribers to hit 1,000.
No, John, I need one.
$9.99. There's the link.
Ah.
If
And the
anyone,
1,000 subscriber gets a grab bag. I'm going to send you out a grab bag.
I'm
oh man,
unsubscribing right now.
Links in the chat.
1,000 right now. 1,000.
where's Mr.
Congratulations, Travis.
Here.
Right on, Travis.
Just right
Yes,
over
brother.
1,000.
That's
Thanks,
it.
thanks to everybody, because that was what,
$9.99.
37 tonight. Just since
You
I've been on
deserve it.
live.
You deserved it, buddy. You work hard.
1,000.
Right on.
Now, see, I'm not going to be able to study as much because I'm going to have to go out and make a 1,000 video.
Do it.
Thank
do
you.
I'm
it.
going to make a 1,000 video tonight. So,
You got to.
Congratulations,
Right on, brother.
man.
all right.
I do think it's good to be talking to your audience, and making a communication with them. I really do think that does help your channel.
Junkyard Willie,
Thank you, Dan.
I got a question for you. You post on the Bad Tree Productions Facebook page quite frequently.
Go ahead.
Do you notice that help you at all? Finding new
Uh,
viewers?
On your page? You mean on Facebook pages? Or
Yeah.
your page?
Any of them? I mean, just other
It's-
YouTube channels. Not.
It has helped.
random.
Yeah, on my outside, I'm trying to think how much of my percentage comes from outside YouTube. It said from Facebook. Yeah, that's one thing I didn't mention. He's about junkyard, Groot's about junk cars, abandoned cars. If I did a video at let's say a car show and there's a real nice Chevelle, then I'm doing the Chevelle group. Now, not every group will let you post their videos, but yeah, that has helped me a lot. Posting videos to Facebook. Facebook has really helped me. I mean, I started a page and just did what I didn't know any difference. I was just sharing my videos. I quit doing that after Buzz told me and just posting the same video that I upload on YouTube. And I got monetized, or not monetized, whatever you call it, make money on Facebook before I was making money on YouTube, where they start sending you stars, they have to buy them and send them to you. That just started a couple weeks ago. So that took off before YouTube did, and that was only like 2 months old. But I took that from Buzz. If you start your page or a group, which it's easy to do, anybody can do it. Don't share your YouTube videos. Upload the same video, but don't share it, because if you share it, anybody that's going to see it is in that group.
And then make sure that your
I definitely
description
think-
has the link to your YouTube
Yeah.
channel.
Yeah, your group, you're one of my main. I think there's like 20 Facebook groups, including you, and I regularly post to. Yeah, it does help. It's helped me. I'd have to go look at my analytics, because I really started paying attention to that in April and started really trying to see what worked. And like Buzz says, see what works for you and keep doing it.
Amen, brother.
The Facebook group that we started just kind of became like a YouTube creator hangout spot almost. You know, I'll wake up in the morning, go through the feed and see, okay, just Mopar Joe shared a video on the page, Junkyard Willie, then tons of other people do it too. It's kind of like an extra little helpful community.
I like your page. You got somewhat built where people are coming in and posting stuff beside you. I really like that. You got a good page.
It's a lot easier now because I don't have to really do anything. There's so many people, they just post all their junk, and I go and I like stuff, you know.
Hey guys.
Facebook does help you. You just got to use it the right way. I know people hate it, but like Bud said, you don't have to be on there talking. Just use it to your advantage and leave the rest.
Yep.
Hey guys, if you have any questions you want to ask our distinguished panel here, Buzz, Blake, Junk Card Willie, and Mr. 1000 Travis, if you have any questions for them, go ahead and ask. We're going to wrap up here in just a few minutes because we want to shut down in time for Uncle Tony's Garage here on Sunday night. I'm going over there next, and you guys are certainly welcome over there, and I'll be slinging a blue wrench in the comments. But we got just a few minutes here. So if you have any questions for these guys, any content creation questions, production questions, or any other questions, anything miscellaneous, now is the time to ask. So with that, I want to thank our mods for sure. They've all been here tonight. Just Mopar Joe, Unity Motorsports Garage, Blake Bad Tree Productions, Fubar the Axe, Ari DeBernia, and Buzz Roadkill Customs, sponsor of the Roadkill Customs No Name 500. And that's why we do this workshop. It's for you guys. Everybody's welcome, but we do it for you. Do you guys have anything coming up that you want to plug? Anything you're releasing, premiering, and anything that you particularly want to plug?
No, I think I plugged everything that's coming up for me soon.
Mr. 1000.
Yep. But I do want to thank everybody that subscribed tonight. 1,000 is the milestone I didn't think I was going to get to. So thank you, and thank you, John. Thank you, Buzz, for helping me out with all this stuff. This is awesome.
Junk Car Willie, do you have anything particular coming up that you want to let these folks know is in the pipe?
I've got a couple junkyards lined up, antique ones. Going back to the one I already did up in Wayne County sometime this month, and there's some guy about an hour away that wants to sell a couple Maverick drag race cars he wants me to do a video on. So
Cool.
that's what I know coming up this week. But the rest I just find, as it comes, whatever I find. I go out a couple hours sometimes and never find nothing. So
Blake, you got any
that's it.
interest
I appreciate the time to do this, and I appreciate being on.
Oh, thanks for coming on. Bad Tree got anything in the works right now?
Before I get to that, I want to read this comment you got on the screen. Can you use less than 30 seconds of copyrighted music in an intro and still stay monetized? A good rule of thumb is if you're going to use copyrighted music, and this is just hearsay, and sometimes you get dinged, sometimes you don't, 15 seconds or less. And if you can distort it a little bit too, you'll get away with it a lot easier. And don't be having 30-second intros. A good 15-second, 20-second intro. Shorter the intro, the faster you get your point across. They'll probably watch that whole intro and then start watching your video. So
I definitely agree with that.
But yeah, we use look up stuff that before copyright laws were involved. Like we use Always Sunny in Philadelphia's whimsical music all the time, and that's from 1923.
Do you have anything coming up for Bad Tree? Any videos you want to tell us about?
There will be videos coming out. I haven't been posting regularly like I have been after I did the 7 days of freedom for Bad Tree, but we had parts break on the Nacho that was unforeseen. We would have had more content up readily available if that didn't happen. But same story, waiting on parts. So you'll slowly get some more content coming out. We're going to try to get the triple pickle crew cab dart figured out. That thing just breaks up after 3,000 RPM, and Nacho, we just gotta put new rockers in it. The cam did get broke in before the hold down broke, and then we gotta do big bolt pattern axles out back, windshield replacement, and start freaking testing.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of not being at the racetrack. Every time I see Ricky posting a video, it's irritating me. I'd like to be hanging out with him at the track.
I will just say this is a big topic Greg McDonald's asking here about editing software. We actually have had a pretty significant chunk in the last live workshop we did about editing software because we all use different stuff. Blake and I use Filmora, but there's a lot of software. We covered a lot of that. If you have any specific questions, feel free to ask. Buzz,
There's
do
a
you
lot
have
of
any?
good free ones, but
There are.
a lot better paid.
Buzz, do you have anything in the works that you got coming out soon?
Really, my work is helping, continue to help these guys get to 500. We've got 37. Is it the third 37 with or without Rotten Hot? The one that
Oh,
just
no, he made
registered
38.
today.
So we have
Oh,
38.
right on.
minutes.
We got 38 people to get across the finish line. My final thoughts are: make sure you are seizing this opportunity in shorts. It's proven. Don't ask any questions. Man, is it worth doing? Absolutely, it's worth doing. And it can be done with relatively little effort. Jump on that bandwagon, and the only other thing I'll remind you to do is keep supporting the community as you have. Watch, these other competitors' videos. Watch them as long as you possibly can. If you can give them a full 100% watch, that really feeds the algorithm. Give them a like. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit that bell and leave a comment. Those things, it's helping push these guys where they need to be.
All right, with that, I want to thank all you guys for watching. Thanks for coming out. You made a commitment of your time to come here, and hopefully we gave you something of value today. And I want to thank the panel. I want to thank Travis and Willie, our special guests, and hope to have all you guys back on soon. With that, Uncle Tony's Garage is live right now, and I'm headed over there, and I hope to see as many of you over there as want to join us.
Thank you, John.
We'll
Have a
see
good
y'all
night.
at we'll see y'all at the next workshop or sooner.
Y'all be
Keep
cool.
doing work, folks. You'll get there.
Amen.